All right, friends, today in this video, I wanted to do a comparison. If you have not seen my review on this Bible yet, you can check it out in the on my channel. This is a brown Highland goatskin, Allan Reader's ESV translation, bound by Chant. Now, this Bible right here is also an Allan Reader's ESV translation, but this is bound by Charfleet, and this is a first edition. And so I want to do a comparison on these videos, or on these Bibles, I'm sorry, mostly on the cover and the working of the bindery, and then of course on the text block as well, because there are some significant differences. Now, I believe this Bible came out in 2015 to 2018, somewhere around that time frame. This Bible was released late 2023. And so just want to show you guys some differences in this Bible. Looking at the cover here, again, they're both Highland goatskin, so you're going to have that nice lined grain that Highland goatskin is so well known for. I will say that the grain is a bit deeper on the Charfleet leather. It's a little bit more grainy, a little bit more deep. The lines are a little bit deeper versus the Chant version of this Bible. They're both very, very soft, very supple, but they are both a little bit different as far as the grain goes. A little bit deeper, a little bit shallower grain. The spine is mostly the same on these Bibles. They've got the tooled spine hubs. I would say that the spine hubs on the Chant are a little bit more pronounced, not as far as like height, but as far as look. Versus the Charfleet hubs there. Looking at the cover again, you'll notice that they both have the lined tooling there on the outside perimeter, which is common for Allan Bibles. You also will notice that they both have a yap. Now, it seems like Charfleet, whenever they release their Bibles, they kind of train the yap a little bit around the corner of the Bible, which just protects the text block from any kind of damage and wear. It also protects the art gilting. Whereas Chant, it seems, does not do that. They kind of just let their yap kind of hang over the side and allow you to train it yourself if you so please to. So kind of some differences there. Another difference you'll find is in ribbon length. Now, this is a cool Bible because it has multicolored ribbons. This is the length that they were released with. Whereas the new Allan Readers that are produced by Charfleet and Royal Youngblood have a much longer ribbon. Now, of course, you can cut these back if you'd like to, and you know, singe the tips so they don't fray. But that's another difference here. Now, opening up the Bibles, you're not going to see much of a difference as far as the inner workings. Both corners are done pretty well. You've got the art gilting around the perimeter. These are both edge-line Bibles, so all that being said, it's going to be very strong. Now, I want to show you in this Bible here, this has a Collins text block, which I have never seen before. I've never heard of Collins. Crossway is typically the ones who produce the ESV text block, but I guess they outsourced and had another company print it. So this is Collins, and it was printed in London. Whereas this Bible, the Charfleet edition, was printed in the Netherlands by Royal Youngblood. And this is a big point that I want to make. I don't know if Chant outsourced Collins for just this specific run of Bibles or not. I'm not too familiar with their history with Collins Publishing. But what I will say is that this paper here seems, they're both 36 GSM as far as weight. So I wanted to make that point before I get into depth here. But they're both 36 GSM paper. But this Collins text block seems a little bit more newspapery, if that makes sense. The thickness is good. I like the thickness. I was hoping it would have been a 32 GSM, but it was not. So I digress. But the thickness of this paper and this paper, 36 GSM, but the feel here is more coarse. It's not as smooth. I mean, it is smooth, but it's more coarse. And it feels more like newspaper paper, which could be more durable with taking notes. I'm not too certain. Whereas this paper right here has more of a silky feel to it. It's a lot smoother, a lot softer, which is what you expect from Royal Youngblood. And so I quite like this paper more than I do this paper. The other issue with this text block right here is that because it is printed by Collins, I would imagine that the pagination is different than most Allan readers. Actually, it's not. Okay, no, it is. It is. So we're here, Song of Solomon, in the Chant bound, page 677. In the Royal Youngblood Crossway printing, we're Song of Solomon, page 677. And it's very, very, very close. You have here, you have on the Chant bound, the Collins text, you've got Song of Solomon chapter 2, starting halfway, almost halfway down the page. You can see chapter 2, but there's a difference on this page. I can't say this is for certain with every page, but I'll show you. It picks up with verse 8 down here, and then verse 9 up in the right-hand corner, whereas it ends with verse 7 in the Royal Youngblood printing and begins with verse 8. So this is not the exact same pagination. Let's go to another page here, and we'll just go to the start of Matthew, because that will be an easy beginning to find. So we'll go to the New Testament, and we're going to compare these and see what the deal is, if it's the same or not. So here we are, Matthew. The page in the Collins text block ends with verse 20, and it ends with verse 20. Okay. So the variation seems to be very minor in these Bibles. It doesn't seem to be too off. But my point in all of this is you cannot take this Bible with, let's say, an Allan ESV 1 and use it together. I mean, you could, but the fact of the matter is this Bible and an Allan ESV 1 will not have the same text block. And there might be some variations as far as pages and verses. So that might be an issue. So in my own ministry, in my own life, I would use this as a singular Bible. I wouldn't pair it with anything else. So that's a lot to be said there. Looking at the Bible as a whole, I think this is a very well-constructed Bible. Some of my critiques on it would be the paper. I think the paper is I think it's subpar. Maybe this was the best paper they had back then when this was released. And things have gotten better, of course. But if I was to pick out of these two Bibles for paper, I would definitely go with the Royal Youngblood printing. As far as the build quality, I believe this Bible is probably built a little bit better than this one. Charfleet has had some issues in the past with binding Bibles. And so this one, I don't see any issues with this Bible or this printing, but you can see their Charfleet book bindery. The one way you can tell if an Allan Bible was bound by Chant is it will just say Allan binding. A little nick there. It'll just say Allan binding. It won't say who it's by. That's the one way you can tell that this Bible was bound by Chant. And just for fun, we're going to end this video, but I've got another Allan reader right here that was also bound by Charfleet. And this is essentially the same Bible as that one, but it is black Highland goatskin. So you can see there the Charfleet Highland goatskin versus the Chant Highland goatskin. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will drop a link in the description below to find Bibles similar to these in the ESV translation. I hope you guys have a good one. God bless.